And one. Matt, how you
Hey,
doing
hey.
today?
Good. How's it going, Nestor?
I'm doing pretty well. How's your curiosity today?
it's, it's at maximum levels as always. So
Okay, I'm glad it's at the maximum level because today the topic and the conversation moves around AI and curiosity. One thing that actually calls our attention over the last conversation that we had, Matt, is um, AI faces a lot of challenges in the future,
Mhm.
but as well, we humans are facing the challenges that the AI will bring to our lives. So the thing is, I'm thinking that, or I'm really actually serious about the human curiosity is something that definitely will beat the AI. What do you think?
yeah, no, this is where my curiosity, anytime AI comes up, is where my curiosity rests. Because as we all know, I'm technologically declined. So when I hear something about AI and artificial intelligence, I do my best to understand it, but I understand I also have current limitations in terms of understanding the technology. That's why I like speaking with people like yourself who kind of I can learn what I can from that. But where my mind immediately goes is is just human curiosity. Well, all right, AI is cool, but like every other, and that is beyond cool. It's useful, it's valuable, it's powerful. But when you think about it, any other really groundbreaking, kind of human altering technology we've had over the years, human curiosity has played an immense role in both the creation of and the guidance of. So, whether it's the pen or the airplane or the internet, computers, cell phones, you name it, or artificial intelligence, human curiosity plays a gigantic role in what we do with it. And I think even more so with AI, because my understanding of AI and like, large language models like Chat GPT and other things is they're not just like, creating things. Humans are creators. We created AI. That took curiosity in the first place. But AI it's more of an aggregator. So it's really it's a mirror, in other words, of humans. And what it does is it holds a mirror up to what we already think, what we already know, what we already think we know, and most importantly, what we're already curious about. And it just in many ways, I don't even want to say produces, but reproduces results based on what we've already fed it. Right? It's just feeding off of the knowledge and the what we've already shared, and it's creating new. So if that's the way it's working, then I'm even more excited or enthusiastic about promoting human curiosity, because that means the power of AI is going to be based on our curiosity. All right, think about that. Like we we are only limited the limitations, and again I understand AI can be used for bad, and like the end of the world and Terminator. I find I we'll put all that aside for right now, right? Because I also think human curiosity, genuine human curiosity, self-regulates against all that stuff. So I'm going to focus on the positive side of AI. When you look at it, the full potential of what it can do is only limited by our curiosity. And anybody who's tried, putting prompts into Chat GPT or Midjourney or DALI or any of these things, you quickly understand that, right? You can put in something just like do this and it does whatever. But if you're really curious on what you're searching for, you can add to that prompt. You can bolster it up based on your curiosity and what you're trying to create to get even more from it. So I think human curiosity and AI, it really hits it from both directions, and how we can use AI currently with what it currently is, but also how we can use AI in the future with how we can use curiosity to not just push it, but I want to stress again to guide it. Real genuine human curiosity doesn't guide you in directions that's, I think, bad for others or society and everything else. I think it really pushes us in good directions. So I'll leave it at that. That's, you can tell I'm excited with curiosity and AI. I think there's a lot to explore, but also it should make us more aware of our own curiosity, right? It should make us the same way we can be aware of our health or other, aspects of ourselves. I think we should be more fully aware of our individual and collective curiosity, and with that awareness, do more to nurture it, to understand it, and to point it in specific directions so we can get something from it.
Yeah, I do agree with you. That makes me think in terms of where we are now in terms of AI, and how do we came to this place. Actually,
Mm.
as you said, yeah, the human curiosity actually was the power and the fuel of the AI creation. It's not something that came from a tree or it's part of the evolution. It's human creation,
Hmm.
and one of the principles as an engineer to be able to create something is, first of all, you need to understand the thing that you are doing. That's the first equation. The first part of the equation is, do you really understand what are you doing? And then you say, yeah, I'm quite sure that I understand the thing. So then, yeah, you can train somebody to do the things that you know. So
Yep.
is it that's the human history, You once you understand something, then you transfer the recipe to your daughter, to your niece, to anyone,
Yeah.
And after that, because you have the skill to transfer the knowledge, now you need to do the evaluation, to go to evaluate. Hey, actually the knowledge that I transferred was right, or was some mistake in the process. And then once you do the evaluation and you evaluate the process of the transferring the knowledge, now you can duplicate the process and
Yep.
replicate the process. And the thing with the replication of the knowledge transfer is that it's very slow. And I think that's where we are today with the AI. We are in the stage of automation. So basically,
Mhm.
we are doing the automation of knowledge. We are taking hundreds of years of knowledge accumulation in writing, or
Mhm.
in video, or in audio. We are using a tool to be able to automate that process, to understand, to educate, evaluation, and duplicate. But the thing with curiosity, first of all, and this is when I'm getting really curious, is, are we really serious about understanding curiosity? Because that's the first step. Yeah, if we want to create a curious AI, first of all, I'm moving backwards. So basically, we need to train, we need to do the evaluation, but in order to do that, we need to really understand what is curiosity. So basically, the process of helping people helping people out to understand what is curiosity, how do you improve curiosity, what tool do you have for curiosity. I think that's the first step in the
Well,
process of getting a curious AI. What do you think?
yeah, yeah. Well, let me ask you a super technical question that has me. Are we really serious about understanding curiosity? I like that question, but it also leads me to another question. I'm curious, a more technical one that you can answer is can can AI be curious? I was wondering if curiosity is one of the things that AI currently can't do. Like, um, do you know what I mean? Like, can it be curious? I was gonna say it can't tap dance either, but I think you can get a robot now that's programmed by AI to learn to tap dance. Out of all the things that AI and say robot, all these, this technology can and can't do. Again, I could be wrong, but to my knowledge, um, a curiosity is one thing that they're still not fully capable of. Maybe not creativity. I don't know. You can ask, Chat GPT to write you a poem or a song. So I think there is some maybe, I don't know, but I'm curious. Do you have an answer for that or not?
I I really like your question because it's a pretty good question, and I think this is a pretty good content to hear from us. I will say no,
Okay.
but let me explain why. When we are talking, or we are expressing ourselves around curiosity, we have no boundaries. That's the first thing that I think about curiosity. Curiosity has no boundaries.
Mhm.
Curiosity has no regulation. curiosity has no limits. Curiosity has no religion. Curiosity has no basic principle of thinking, because being curious is letting yourself everything that you are, your
Yeah.
knowledge, your experiences, your life, your relatives, your peers, your friends, your colleagues, and getting everything at the same time, at the same level of importance, and taking all that things and thinking in terms of not just the newly things, no, is thinking in terms of evolution, thinking in terms of doing things in a different way, even if that way is not feasible. And
Mhm.
that's where AI is not capable of, because one of the principle of AI, it was human created, and
Yep.
in programming and computing, and the computing as we know today, it has limitations, it
It's
has
based on
regulations,
limitations,
it
right? It's
has
built on a set
boundaries,
of
it
rules.
has equations, it has, so basically everything is about limits, it's about
Yeah.
putting limits. If you go to ChatGPT and you ask question, for example, about the trade-off of death and life,
Mhm.
it has a boundary. If you ask about ethics question, it has boundaries,
Yep. Yep.
because it's less philosophy and it's more tech.
Yeah.
And in terms of tech, when you have to deal with the resources, every time you will have I would say a technical answer,
Yeah.
even if that doesn't look that way. Because when you are creating a poem, for example, and when you ask ChatGPT to create a song or create a perfect group of shorts for the song that you just wrote, you have a technical perfect answer, and
Uh-huh.
that's okay. When you ask for a paper, when you ask for a paragraph to in order to explain something, you have a perfect paragraph because
Yeah.
he's following instructions. But when you ask ChatGPT eh, for the creation of a principle, for the creation of a new rule, it
Mhm.
has limits. When you ask, for example, artificial intelligence about the way of driving, the good way of driving is just the way of driving between, the rules,
Yeah.
and that's why I think AI at this moment is. I'm
Mhm.
not saying that in the future won't, but I'm
Yeah.
saying at this moment of evolution of technology, is not feasible to think that we might have in the coming years a curious AI. That's my explanation.
Yeah. And that makes sense. I think I saw a video just today on X, one of those, those stupid little videos to get your attention, whatever. But it was I guess they call them a pod, a bunch of dolphins, like in some zoo or some aquarium or whatever. And there were some squirrels running around outside, right? And these dolphins were gathering together to watch the squirrels. And you could tell they were really curious about what these animals were, what they were doing. You could see the dolphins even kind of communicating with each other. And it was all about the post was about how scientists have observed dolphins, demonstrating curiosity. But going back to what you said earlier, are we really serious about understanding curiosity? They said, but there hasn't been a lot of research on it. And I just saw that today, so it's just funny. People are saying, "Hey, we need to study the curiosity in dolphins more," and then we're like, "Hey, let's study the curiosity in humans also, right, or more." Um, but it listening to you is just interesting because the sight of seeing these dolphins get curious about two squirrels playing was was new to me and go, oh, that was interesting. But it also kind of made sense. I go, oh, I can kind of get that. I've heard dolphins have their own language. I heard dolphins are smart. I've heard, all of this stuff. But the idea of Chat GPT while I'm typing something into it, saying, stop, I'm going to look at the squirrel, like in that movie Up, right? Squirrel, like that Chat GPT would get distracted to look at a squirrel climbing in the tree out my window. I, I don't want to say
For example, that's
yeah,
part of the restriction of ChatGPT.
yeah,
ChatGPT won't be distracted because
yeah.
that's a restriction, and that's
Yeah.
wrong in terms of uses of resources. And
Yep.
I think today, nowadays, well, actually, what AI need from us. I
Uh-huh.
think the evolution of AI will require a lot of humans
Yep.
working with AI, uh, and helping the way of creating the knowledge to understand how curiosity actually is promoted and experienced as well.
Yeah.
So it's required to do the work that has no boundaries, the work that shouldn't have restrictions on the
Yeah.
way of doing it, because a computer won't get distracted, and because distraction is wrong. But if I would say, if Thomas Alva Edison wouldn't be distracted himself from creating a network of power, he will be able to create the bulb, the light bulb.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the human nature. We are
Mhm.
distracted. You have birds in the at the end. You have some noise of birds, for example, if you are doing a presentation, and then you think, hey, what if we have a birds noise removal?
Yeah.
This is something that AI won't get it,
Yeah.
and I think that's a pretty good conversation today, Matt.
Yeah.
So I think that's a lot more things that we can talk about AI and curiosity, and I think that will be a great part of coming conversations.
Yeah, I'm super curious to get more curious with you about AI and how human curiosity can shape a more curious future together.
Okay, Matt. So
All right,
stay curious.
all right, say it.